Whew. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are here to talk Dacara Thompson. There has been a major update, small but major, because sometimes it's the small details that could break a case wide freaking open. You get what I'm saying? And some of y'all were right yesterday when we talked about this. And I like to jump straight in, but let me pull myself back just a little bit, just to give everybody a few moments to get here. Okay. We had a very in-depth discussion about this case. Dacara Thompson is a 19-year-old girl who was brutally murdered at the hands of an illegal immigrant from Guatemala. His name is Hugo Hernandez-Mendez. Hugo Hernandez-Mendez, a 35-year-old illegal who should have never been in this country. Okay. He has an extensive criminal history. We don't know the exact details of when he got here and how long he's been here. But I do believe, based on his criminal record, we can safely say at least 3 years or longer. And not only is he illegal, but some of the residents in the home where Decara was murdered are also illegals. Let me give you some facts of the case. Right now, one of the facts of the case is she was murdered in that home in his bedroom. That's number one. A second fact of the case, someone in the home did hear the murder taking place. That's number two. Number three, there is another male in the home of Latin descent who is believed to be from Mexico. That's also another illegal immigrant. That's the third thing. The fourth fact of the case is Hugo has had an ICE detainer placed on him. Now, I'm not sure. I don't think they're going to deport him back to Guatemala. If I had to guess, and this is just me guessing, and feel free, let me ask y'all this. Do you think they're going to seek the death penalty? Do you think they're going to seek the death penalty based on the brutality of what he did? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I did a almost 4-mile walk yesterday, and I talked to I cannot get this case out of my head. I cannot get this case out of my head because for 5 hours, we do not have any footage or we don't have any documentation or details about where was she at from 10 p.m. to 3. We don't know. And I'll be like, damn, Decara, damn with these. Sometimes I'm like, damn, these kids, man, where were you? Because this is why. Okay, Queen Sheba, why is it important? Because at least we can be able to see go back and say, okay, did she frequent these places? Was anybody else with her? Was she by herself the entire time? Was she with some friends, some homegirls? I know her mom is saying she's an introvert. She don't talk to anybody. But if we go back, she seemed comfortable approaching the vehicle. And parents, unfortunately, we do not know everything about our kids. We just don't. We don't. We do not know everything about them children. We hope we raise them right. We hope we train them in the way that they should go. But boy, let me tell you something about these kids, honey. They would tell you they're at the mall and be way over there somewhere else at somebody's house that you did not give them permission. So the first thing I'm like, we know as a fact, she willfully got in a car. And I keep saying, damn, what would make you get in that car? What was said? So I'm doing a 4-mile walk with my husband. We're talking it out. Men are very good listeners, most of them. They're not going to say much. He listened and he said that's probably not her first time having a date. He said, I know how y'all women are about teenagers and you don't understand. She probably thought she was about to have some quick fun, real quick. That's why her car was parked. She hadn't planned on being there real quick. She's probably Maybe he said, even not with him, she's probably communicated with him before or have had safe moments where she's communicated with boys or men online and there was never a problem. So this is me getting a man's perspective, right? He's like, she's probably felt safe before to chit chat with the man, to hang out, and nothing happened. Okay. So I was like, okay. And for me, that's hard as a woman because we be like, girl, you're a girl. You cannot be leaning in no car. You cannot be, and I know how we think as women. So I'm trying to toggle between the two switches of what would make her feel safe to get in that car. And the only thing that makes sense is she felt safe. She felt safe. Riri says, I feel like she was intoxicated and they made a bad decision, but that's me. She's too young to be trying to do other stuff, but I don't know. Seem intoxicated. Intoxicated or not, she felt safe. She felt safe to get in that car. And I was like, damn, okay, he makes sense. As I'm talking to my husband, he says she felt safe enough. And not because of him. This is probably something that's not been a big deal before. She's a small girl, 95 pounds. 95 pounds. And I was like, okay, damn, I hate to hear it that she felt safe because I'm a grown woman. There's cable men. I'd be like, hold on, come back when my husband's here. But y'all made a good point yesterday in the chat. Y'all say, hold on, Queen Sheba, because these kids, they don't have that fear. They don't have that fear. Some people label Kim Jones, you make a lot of sense. You say introverts, most of us don't hang out late. Most be trying to get back home as quick as we left. Right, but she's okay with being out late. Let's talk about we're not putting a damper on her reputation. And as much as her mom says she's an introvert, she's okay moving about the cabin freely. We're not talking about him. We're just saying, hey, I'm going to go out to get gas. And then when her father texted her to check on her, she says, I'm out. I'll be back later. Okay. So she's comfortable in some sense. And I wouldn't necessarily call it introverted, but like we talked about yesterday, I said them kids can be introverted inside the house and have a completely different personality when they come out outside that house. Yes, I agree. Janice Jacobs, my husband said she hadn't planned there. So y'all were right. Okay, let's go through what y'all talked about. Y'all said she was coming back real quick. He said the same thing. He said no, she hadn't planned on being there long. She hadn't planned on being there long. Now, one thing he said that we don't know for a fact, he said if he was parked behind that store on purpose and she knew to go back there, it probably was for something that was not supposed to be on camera, unfortunately. I don't know if I'm going to put a dollar sign on that. Sometimes kids meet and they date. Okay, parents. Now, I know there's been a lot of social media hoopla, and people are saying she's out there selling cat. She was selling herself. It may not even been that. It could have just been, hey, I want to have a little fun. Because she felt comfortable, according to law enforcement, according to the detectives. They spoke for a while. She wasn't catfished. We got to let the catfish theory go. She leaned over in the car. They spoke for at least 60 to 90 seconds. Before, these are not my words, according to law enforcement, before she walked around and willingly got in the car. See, catfish, when you watch the show Catfish, once them people come out, they refuse. The person that's being catfished, be like, oh, hell no, cut. We're done. You're not who you say you were. She left her purse in the car. She took her phone. She left her purse. Janine says, unfortunately, too trusting. Here's the thing. Many of you said them roommates knew something. Based on the new events, based on the neighbor coming forward, you damn right they knew something. The neighbor reported suspicious behavior, indicating now to me. And when I say indicating, I think the roommates are lying. I think the roommates are lying. Hell no. I also talked to my husband. I said, it sounds like it's a house full of men with maybe one woman in there, which is his cousin, the female, and there may be maybe 2 to 3 men living in there. And I'm just talking out loud because I'm really bothered by this. But I said, this makes me think not to be outnumbered by men in the house, even if it's family. He's like, well, why you say that? I said, because according to court documents, the witness, quote unquote, that was in the bedroom next to him said that he heard him having sex and it sounded like the girl was not enjoying it. I said, so based on that, right? I'm talking to my husband. It seems like men have this unspoken loyalty. And he said, hell no. If you hear something like that, guess what he said? You are supposed to go knock on the door and say, hey, 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 everybody good, bro? He said, then they knew. I said, what? He said, then they knew. If they heard that and it didn't seem like somebody was enjoying it, they knew what was going on in there. I said, oh my Lord. I said, the audience said that. The subscribers got in the chat and said, hell no, we don't believe that apology. We don't believe what she talking about, prayers for the family. They knew something. My husband said they knew. I said, you think so? It's not one-sided. Stop saying that. It's not one-sided. We read all of the facts of the case yesterday. This is not one-sided. And actually it is. Let me say that. Because she's dead. She can't tell her side. So it is one-sided. Now you weren't here. Maybe you weren't here yesterday, Janine. We read the facts of the case yesterday. We had it all laid out. And y'all got to be open-minded. These are not my words. We read the court documents from start to finish. Go back and listen to it. And as much as that's what the detective said. They have the surveillance. Now, they didn't release it to us. They haven't let us see it. But they did say she willfully got in that car. And they said after she got in that car, something very disturbing happened. They did not release the tapes to us. They did not release the phone data to us, but they did share with us what they were able to extract from the metadata that said from 3:06 a.m. to 3:47, she was in that car. He drove. It took them about 40 minutes, y'all, to get to his house. We broke it down yesterday. Once she got to that house at 3:47 a.m., we don't know if she was unconscious or not. We don't know, unfortunately. But what we do know for a fact is at 5 a.m., according to court documents, the roommate said he heard somebody having sex. And it didn't seem like the lady was enjoying it. Immediately, 3 minutes later at 5:03 a.m., her phone is deactivated. Now we're going to get into what the neighbor said. So anytime somebody's life is taken, it will always be one-sided because they are not here and they did not get a chance to live to tell their story, which is why I said, damn, Dacara. I wonder, as a woman, as a mother, what would make her feel safe, according to the detectives, and willfully get in the car after speaking to him. And also, they said she approached the car. Y'all cannot be sensitive to the facts of true crime, unfortunately. We got to tell it like it is. And hopefully, they're able to piece the rest of it together once they get those cell phone records, the rest of the cell phone records. Now, here's the thing about cell phone records. It can take weeks to months before they'll be able to get them, depending on her carrier, to see if she had a pre-existing relationship with this man prior to leaving that house that night at 10 p.m. So we're not trying to be one-sided. We're just trying to lay out the facts, and then we can dance around it a little bit later. But we did that yesterday. So if y'all are new here, welcome. Okay, Riri says, "Do we know that was really her texting?" Oh, I think so. You know what? I don't know, but her dad believes so. He didn't question it. It didn't seem like he was hesitant or thought that's not how my daughter talks. So I don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out, Riri. Riri said, "This is weird. I was 19." And keep in mind, she just turned 19 August 8th. So kind of not all the way. Today is a month. Yesterday was a month. She's only been 19 a month, a few weeks before her death. And Riri saying, "I was 19 before. No goddamn way in my right mind that I would go with this man looking like that." Exactly. Something, there has to be more. And this is what I believe. I think there is more based on, I don't know how to say this without being offensive. I like to be straightforward on my channel. It seems as if law enforcement are withholding details based on the conference that her mom and her mom's attorney had. Like the I don't know if that's the DA. They're saying we need everything. And it seems like there may be some things that law enforcement have not released. I can't help but to wonder if they're doing it to protect her reputation, the victim's reputation, and the victim's image. I don't think as parents we know everything. It don't matter what she did. It doesn't matter what she was into. She didn't deserve this, period, point blank. I think we can all agree there. But some things are just really hard to hear. They didn't say he had a gun. See, y'all, they're not saying, they talked about everything. There's no weapons. They didn't mention any of that. I do believe they would have mentioned that. They talked about the blood stains in the room, the panties, many panties, lingerie. Let's say this too. An altercation ensued. This little girl fought for her life so hard that she lost an entire fingernail. She lost an entire fingernail off her left hand. So that's bullshit that the roommates are saying, "I heard sex." My husband said they're lying. They heard it. If they fought that hard in that room, they're lying. That's bullshit. You heard it going down. You heard him taking her life and you didn't do anything to go in there and stop it. Riri says, "I'm just going to wait on the toxicology report. Ain't no way this girl was sober." I don't think she was. She may have been. I don't think she was based on her social media. Okay. But I didn't want to lean too much into that because kids do stuff. I don't know if he was the plug. He was not the plug. We talked about it yesterday. He's actually an addict, according to court documents. He's a user. He has a history of drug use and alcohol abuse. It's trap music said it seems like a bait and switch. He didn't have what he said he had. Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. Let's do this. Let's get into it. How he get a baby out the house. Watch this. Bless says how he get a body. I'm sorry. How he get a body out the house without being noticed. Watch this. You remember we talked about it when y'all say, "Why would the roommate be up that early?" I say you have to keep in mind what they do for a living. According to what the court documents have released, he's a landscaper. So when you are an illegal immigrant or legal and you're into landscaping, they're up very early, depending on how many areas and how extensive the coverage, they're up very, very early. They got to put gas in those machines. They got to load everything up, get the trailer. So what I said yesterday is I said they're probably accustomed to being up early. But y'all are sharp. Y'all say they are lying. Just Monique said they are lying. They are lying. And according to the neighbor, I do believe, I do believe they did know more than what they're saying. Some of y'all say y'all feel like he had a gun. Tony White is saying, nah, he had a gun and told her to get in. Trust me. But let's do this. Let's back up. Before he had a gun to tell her to get in, why would she be back there? According to the detectives now, y'all, they won't give us the tape, the public. They said they saw her walk back there. We have the tape where she locks her car. She parks in the opposite direction of the traffic on the street. She leaves her purse in the car, her wallet. It was $60 in cash, indicating she hadn't planned on being back there long. What would make her feel comfortable going behind a dollar store by herself? So even if he had a gun, we got to get, before we get to the gun, we got to figure out what would make a 90-pound, 18, 19-year-old girl feel comfortable going back there by herself. You said she would, I see what you're saying, Tony. You said simple. She was just young and naive. She thought she was coming back. He had other plans, showed her a gun in his lap, and she complied. Damn. Well, he's lawyered up. Let me tell you something. He didn't even ask for a bond. He didn't even ask for a bond. He didn't even contest not getting a bond. Let's talk about it. That tells me, hold on, you say you ain't had nothing to do with her murder. I don't think this is his first kill. And according to my husband, he said this ain't his first kill. He's probably killed in Guatemala before, which is why he may be here in the US. He's probably killed in Guatemala before if he hasn't done it here in the US. All right, let's get into it. And I'm going to come back to the comments, okay? Y'all, it's a lot. The neighbors gave some explosive findings. Watch this. And this is why I know they lying in that damn house. Hold on. They lying. They know something. Hold on. We're about to get into it. Let me find it right now. Give me 1 second. All right. Let me go to my page really quickly. And I'm going to pull up and share with you all. And we're going to break it down in real time. My computer's running just a little bit slow, but give me 1 second. All right, here we go. You. All right, here we go. Share my screen. I don't think she was by herself for a little bit. Let me tell you. I'll tell y'all why in a minute. Ask me why if I forget. If I forget, just say why you don't. I'm talking about prior to her meeting him. Why is somebody calling me on Instagram when I'm live? Come on, y'all. Do better. Come on, y'all. Okay, here we go. Obviously. Come on now. If you're an avid follower, you know I'm live. Here we go.
Hugo Hernandez-Mendez is charged with murdering Dacara Thompson and then discarding her body. ICE says he was in the country illegally. Hernandez-Mendez just made an appearance in court this afternoon. We want to warn you first, though, some of the details that are in this case you might find troubling. News 4's Darcy Spencer was at that hearing, joins us with the very latest on this investigation. Darcy?
Erica, it was a little bit of a surprise this afternoon. We were waiting for the bond review, and then his attorney said that he wasn't challenging. He did not try to get a bond set, so he's continuing to be held without bond. In the meantime,
he didn't even want to get a bond. Why do you think that is?
Meantime, we are getting more information about what evidence has been collected in the case, including blood evidence and an indication that the victim suffered skull and facial fractures.
I know y'all are saying that she may have suffered it from the fall when he threw her over the bridge. but he may have done more in that room.
I just want justice served for my daughter.
The mother of Dacara Thompson making her first public statement following her daughter's killing and arrest of Hugo Hernandez-Mendez on murder charges. The suspect, who denied involvement in the murder, agreed to be held without bond. According to charging documents, investigators found multiple areas of suspected blood in Hernandez-Mendez's bedroom, including on a mattress. Detectives believe the crime happened in the
Initially, we thought maybe he suffocated her or something like that. They said it was multiple areas with blood. So there's a strong possibility that blunt force trauma could have happened, which is a result of the skull and the facial fractures that are mentioned in the autopsy report.
The bedroom of this Bowie home where he lived with relatives and roommates, and there were signs of a physical altercation. The documents say detectives found a fake fingernail on the bedroom floor, and it matched a nail that was missing on the victim's finger.
Okay, let me pause. Let me rewind it. The roommates are lying. Did you hear what they said? Listen.
That was missing on the victim's finger on the bedroom floor, and it matched a nail that was missing on the altercation. The document happened in the bedroom of this Bowie home where he lived with relatives and roommates, and there were signs of a physical altercation.
There was a physical altercation. They are lying. There was a physical altercation. They let him take her life in that room. They are lying, including the sorry-ass wife that lived there and gave that sorry-ass condolences to her family. How dare you? She put up a struggle, and she's 95 pounds, and there was signs of a physical altercation. So I know they heard something.
The documents say detectives found a fake fingernail on the bedroom floor, and it matched a nail that was missing on the victim's finger when her body was found off of Route 50 in Anne Arundel County on August 31st, several days after she disappeared. Right now, Hernandez-Mendez is facing first and second degree murder charges.
We'll make a determination in short order as to the appropriateness of any charges and what those charges will be. And then we would present to the grand jury for indictment.
According to charging documents, Decara had skull and facial fractures, and detectives expect her death to be ruled a homicide. The exact cause of her death has not yet been released.
So we don't know the exact cause yet. Initially, on yesterday, we talked it out together as a group. We got some pretty, intelligent people over here. We know it's obvious she's going to suffer some type of impact from throwing her over a 31-foot embankment across a bridge. But it seems like what the chief medical examiner is saying, hold on, wait a minute. There were skull and facial fractures possibly before then. They did something to that baby in that house.
The documents say detectives also went through outside trash bins and allegedly found a white napkin with suspected bloodstains and hairs that were consistent with the wig Decara was wearing. Prince George's police say Decara willingly got in the SUV with Hernandez-Mendez in the early morning hours of August 23rd.
And this is based on surveillance, y'all. So they're not guessing when they say she willingly got in the car. I hope they release it to us, but if not, that's fine. We understand, okay? The detectives watched the video, and for whatever reason, they decided they didn't want us to have it yet. Based on what they saw, they say Decara got in the car.
They drove to his Bowie home. During a search of that SUV, investigators say they found possible blood evidence in the passenger front seat. The police say that he's in the country illegally and that he was arrested by U.S. Park Police on a DUI charge in April, then released. It's unclear why he was not detained by ICE.
I'm very disappointed, finding that out now, because we may not be here today if they did what they were supposed to do.
Following his arrest, ICE placed a detainer on Hernandez-Mendez. The interim state's attorney says immigration status is not relative in seeking justice for victims.
This office's primary concern is not the legal status of the defendant, or frankly, of any other defendant. My concern is to hold accountable people who commit crimes against the residents of Prince George's County.
Now, we did reach out to U.S. Park Police as well as ICE regarding that release from that DUI charge. We have not yet heard back. Now, Decara's mom also said today that people have been disparaging her daughter's character on social media. It sounds like this has been very painful for her. She said her daughter was a good girl, and she just wanted to remind everyone to show them some grace as they're grieving this loss. Back to you,
Darcy Spencer.
All right. Most certainly. And also, it's being reported that someone who may know the family, when they found out, this is all allegedly, but it's being reported that on social media, someone made a comment that may know the family, said, parents, that's why it's so important to give your kids money so that they don't have to get involved in other activities, right? So I'm not sure what they're referring to, but what I can say is that's probably the type of commentary that the mom may be saying, please show us some grace in this time, whether it's true or not, right? Just show us some grace. Give us a little bit of grace. We're trying to figure out what happened to her. We're trying to get as much information as we can. I want to go to a different video. If you can just give me 1 second, I'm going to stop sharing for a second. And I want to focus in on what the neighbor reported seeing. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. I got it. Give me 1 second. Here we go. The neighbor says he spotted suspicious behavior the morning they killed that girl in that house. He came out. Listen to this.
X5 exclusive. A neighbor of the suspect accused of killing Dacara Thompson talking tonight about the suspicious behavior he says he saw from the suspect in the aftermath of her disappearance.
And it comes on the same day that suspect appeared in the courtroom. Fox 5's Shamari Stone live tonight in Bowie with this exclusive. Shamari?
Well, tonight, that neighbor tells me that he is shocked just days after this case unfolded. I want to show you how close he lives next to the suspect's house. You see right here, this is where the neighbor lives. And right here, this is the home where 35-year-old Hugo Hernandez-Mendez lived. And police served a search warrant here at the suspect's house. They say they found blood stains, women's lingerie, hair from a wig consistent with one Dacara Thompson wore, and a
Now listen, they found hair from the wig, but didn't find the wig. Keep that in mind. Let's go.
fingernail that matches the one missing from Decara's hand.
Yeah, Shamari. So I've lived next door to these people for years.
Cody is breaking his silence after he says he talked to Prince George's County homicide detectives about the murder of 19-year-old Dacara Thompson.
It is the first time I'm speaking publicly about this. Like I said, I live directly next door. I was 40 feet away from where the attack happened.
Living next door to suspect 35-year-old Hugo Hernandez-Mendez, the alleged illegal immigrant who police say killed Dacara Thompson inside his bedroom in this home in Bowie, Maryland. Cody tells me he stepped outside his house early morning on August 23rd and saw something burning in the suspect's backyard.
The smell is different. It's not brush smell.
Oh, hold on. I wonder what time he came out. Let's go. Her phone. The roommate is saying he heard sexual activity that didn't seem pleasant to the lady in the room at 5 a.m. Her phone went dead, deactivated at 5:03. The neighbor is saying he came out.
It's different. It's not brush smell.
Let me see what time.
Something burning in the suspect's backyard.
The smell is different. It's not brush smell. It smells more like something you'd smell akin to like a trash burning or something like that. I would be willing to bet that they were burning evidence of some sort. I know that when I told the detectives this, I know that ash pile that was back there is no longer back there.
He said they were burning. Did y'all catch that? He didn't say he. They were burning. Let's go back. Wig. She was naked. That's right. She was thrown over the embankment naked. Thank God for the car that was, listen, may her soul rest in peace. Young. May her soul rest in peace. When they went and the police responded to the call of the abandoned vehicle on the bridge, thank God they looked over. God didn't want that baby out there by herself. And that's how they noticed her, number one. Number two, they found hairs from the wig, but there was no mention of an actual wig in the court document. So when he said there was something and they were burning something, but it didn't smell like trash, it had a different odor. Could it be? Okay. Could it have been her clothes, her shoes, any other items on her person, and her wig? We don't know. But I want you to listen when he says they.
Bet that they were burning evidence of some sort. I know
Y'all caught it?
that when I told the detectives this, I know that ash pile that was back there is no longer back there.
And Cody wonders why Hernandez-Mendez wasn't already in jail. ICE officials telling us he's in the country illegally. U.S. Park Police arrested him in April on a DUI, but for some reason he...
Do y'all see that mattress out there? Do y'all see that mattress outside? I want to point out a couple of things. The first thing I want to point out, they are a damn lie. They are lying, and all of them should be arrested for aiding and abetting, including that bitch ass wife. Excuse my language, for coming out to be the spokesperson about I have kids. Girl, you knew. No, she had on a wig. She could have had a sew-in. You're right. But I think she wears wigs. If you go look at her social media, it's clear. She wears, okay, let me stay on track. Let me stay out the comments. Damn, hold on. I lost my thought. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I got to stay out the comments. Okay, he killed her in that house about 5 a.m., if not before then, because shit, all we got to go on is their time. So we're at their mercy and the story that they've concocted. You have to remember that. We're at their mercy and the story that they've concocted. So they are giving us the timeline. And now that we know there's a possibility that they witnessed that murder in the house, hell, we can't trust nothing they're saying. But nonetheless, we know he took that body up out of there. We know there was blood in the front seat. So while he's driving around trying to think of what to do with the body, who in the hell cleaned up the ashes in the back? Who cleaned up the ashes in the back that the neighbor saw burning? Them people in the house while he was getting rid of the body? What you said, that's what took 40 minutes. They helped him. They helped him dispose of the evidence. And even if she didn't help, let me just say this. Let me give a lady the benefit of the doubt, but I don't know. Let's just say, ma'am, even if you didn't know and you're shocked and you're sad that this has happened in your house, your fucking husband may be on the same type of time that your cousin is on when you not home and you at work. Your husband and your cousin, two illegals, may be on the same type of time when you not there, ma'am. And your house just may be a killing ground. That's it. That's all.
And he was released. Dacara Thompson's mother saying that's disappointing.
I'm very disappointed, finding that out now, because we may not be here today if they did what they were supposed to do.
Detectives say Decara was seen on surveillance video entering the front passenger side of Hernandez-Mendez's SUV in a parking lot on University Boulevard around 3 o'clock in the morning on August 23rd. Her father telling investigators she had texts saying she was going to get gas. Those were her last known whereabouts before her body was discovered off Route 50. An autopsy reveals Decara.
I'm rewinding on purpose. She had on several layers of clothing. Let's take a look. I just noticed that when her getting out this car. Here we go. Pay very close attention. I'll slow it down Let me see if I can slow it down when we get there. I'm going to play it real slow. She was layered up, and it's the summertime. Here we go.
On August
Hold on. Let me turn
23rd,
off the sound.
her father telling.
If you see her walking, she has on what appeared to be a hoodie, a t-shirt. You see it? It's a white shirt underneath the hoodie, jeans. So they had to do some work to get her clothes off of her.
And facial fractures.
Being 40 feet from a murder, it's something that you're never going to get used to. It's something that you're never going to be okay with. It's something you're never going to be comfortable with. And my heart goes out to her family. I can't even imagine.
Now tonight, Hugo Hernandez-Mendez is in jail without bond. His next court appearance is on October 8th. We reached out to ICE, U.S. Park Police, and Prince George's County Police, and we are waiting for them to get back to us. On the other side of the house, I just want to take the time real quick to show you the front. You can see there is a memorial that has grown. A woman around an hour ago dropped off some more balloons here. This is the community showing support for Dacara Thompson.
Oh, that's hold on. Is that the room she was killed in, or is that the front of the house? Let's go back. Give me 1 second.
Showing support for Dacara Thompson. Dropped off some more balloons here. This is the community showing support for Dacara Thompson because this is where police say the murder happened. I'm sure.
Damn, they said that's the spot. They knew. They knew. The wife knows and helped. John said they all illegals up in that house. Thank you. Okay, and John says 96. If it happened at 5, he would have been rushing to get her out the house before daylight. Okay, so I got the details. Let's go back. Between 3:06 and 3:47, she was in that car. According to surveillance video, that car pulled up to that house at 3:47. He had about 40 minutes with her in that car. We're just thinking out loud. Was she conscious? Was she unconscious? Is there a reason she didn't text for help? Her phone was on, and that's how they were able to solidify and verify she was in that car. When her phone was moving, that car was moving. From 3:47 to 5 a.m. is approximately 1 hour and 13 minutes, give or take. He had her for 1 hour and 13 minutes in that house. And they're saying they didn't hear nothing. Now, my question now is, did he have her or did y'all have her? Did he have her or did y'all have her? I want to talk about the mattress. That mattress is not the evidence. Because police do not leave evidence like that. They have to take that away. Thank you, Wanda. They had her. They did something to that girl. They had her. Now that you're starting to think about this, now y'all heard something because the neighbor, y'all start burning her stuff. So the mattress. DG is a prosecutor. Thank you, DG, for being here. She says, I will be willing to bet more than his DNA will be present. They had her. Because ICE picked up another man in the house who's an illegal from Mexico. Not ICE. I'm sorry. ICE did. Let me back up. The detectives picked up another illegal in the house for questioning. All of them was detained for questioning. They let them go. Shit, they went back and spun the block on the Mexican guy in the house. And ICE won't even give anybody a word about what's going on. Yeah, it's the cousin's husband. So now that I was like, that girl was in that house. So these are the questions. Was she conscious for the 40-minute ride to his house? If she was, did she feel safe? Because y'all keep saying, listen to this. If he pulled a gun, wouldn't you think he would have taken her phone and turned it off? Her phone was on. Her phone was tracking. They were able to follow her phone all the way to that house until 5 a.m. That's 1 hour, 3:47. And make sure y'all fact check me. I could be off a few numbers. 3:47 to 5:03 is 1 hour and 13 minutes, if I'm correct. And if you add the 40 minutes, he never thought to turn the phone off. So that's why I'm not sure if there was a weapon present. I'm not sure. Now, let's just say it was. And he just, I don't know. Why would he leave the phone on the entire time? Like, it's just so many questions. The other thing is they found blood in the front seat. I think something happened in that car before they got to the house. And he may have hit her or knocked her out or injured her some way before they got to that house, which would impede her for reaching out for help for a 40-minute drive. Because I don't see a killer putting a naked body in the front seat of a car in the morning and risking the chance of being noticed while he drives around to find a body or a place to discard the body, unless you've done it before and you know exactly where you had it. And this is what y'all do. The family's going to clean up the mess in the back. I don't know. You say, okay, but that's true. He don't need a weapon when she's in the house. That's true. That's true. That's true. But she was in that car for 40 minutes. There's blood in the front seat of the car. The question is, could he have injured her immediately when she got in that car to subdue her? Could that be the reason why the blood is in the front seat of the car? Or do you think he's dumb enough to put a deceased naked body, because she was found naked? They burned her clothes. She was naked. They didn't even have watch your mouth, Queen Sheba. They didn't even have enough decency to wrap her up, y'all, in a blanket and cover her. That's a monster. Naked. You got to be batshit crazy to put a naked body in the front seat of a car and hope don't nobody notice. That wouldn't make any sense, which leads me to believe he may have attacked her as soon as she got in the car, subdued her, which is why she probably didn't communicate to her dad or anybody any distress signals, any distress communication. Because hell, even Giovanni, the young boy that died in Florida, sent a distress text to his mom before he died. Mom, period. Help, period. You know, they said he was going back and forth with the cousins. He tried to pull a knife. I don't know if that's true, because it's only one side of the story. Once the person that loses their life is no longer here to tell their side. Okay, you said the blood could have been when they put her back in the car, but in the front seat? Do y'all believe he put her back in the front seat and drove around that morning? I get that, Mac. I'm with you. We just trying to figure out, was he dumb enough to put you can drive, negative. You can't drive and hold someone hostage and take her in a house over an hour. Thank you. So he had to have knocked her out, y'all, in that car. That would make the most sense, but I don't know. How did that blood get in the front seat? Did he do something to her as soon as she got in that car? Or is that a result of him placing her body in that car after he unalived her? That's the part we got to figure out. Okay, Tamika says she think he hit her when she got in that car. You shall right, Legally Shane. We don't know if he was the one who killed her. He's the one the cops arrested, period. He was the one that was driving the car. You shall right. I don't think she was wrapped up. DG, no, they said a naked body. If she was wrapped up, she would have been unwrapped. It don't make sense to burn all of her clothes and then go back and take a naked blanket and keep that or discard that. I think they're monsters. I think they're used to femicide. I think they're illegals. I think they get away with it a lot. And if you really do the statistics of femicide in Latin American countries, not calling every Latin American man a monster, but I'm just saying, women, there's like bodies upon bodies upon bodies. I don't think he wrapped her up. I don't think this was a pleasant anything at all. I don't think they were kind in any way. And that's why women got to be careful, because even in the most grotesque situations, we're still trying to say, well, I think he wrapped her up. No, a killer is a killer is a killer. Thank you. He said he didn't even view her as a person. Threw her lifeless body over a bridge, butt naked, didn't even have enough decency to wrap her up. To wrap her up. I think the other men in that house knew. And if you didn't help him kill her, you enjoy what he was doing to her. That's why you can quote minute by minute to the FBI and to the detectives what was happening sexually. You just as sick. If you didn't help him, you enjoyed it because you just as much of a monster. Y'all, this is crazy. But we got to talk to these kids. We got to say, listen, baby. We can't go off of chronological number because we do that a lot in our community. Well, they grown, but it's still your house. I'd rather be overprotective and have them upset. And we talked about this yesterday. Than the woulda, coulda, shoulda. But then kids are going to be kids. And I keep kicking myself in the butt because I'm like, damn, girl, where were you at for those 5 hours? 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Actually, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Where were you at? We need the phone records. We need to know where she was. I don't think he wanted to get caught. Do you think he wanted to get caught or his family planted the evidence to get him caught? I don't think he wanted to get caught. I think he got sloppy. Probably like clockwork. Got sloppy. I don't think her body was supposed to be found. Remember, the only reason why she was found is because there was a report of a what do y'all call it when the vehicle stalls? A stalled vehicle, abandoned vehicle, and it wasn't hers on the bridge. And the police went to go have it towed away and just so happened to look. He probably done dumped plenty of bodies all over. Is it Baltimore? Maryland? Baltimore? I think so. Virginia, like wherever this is, he got some bodies. And if it ain't here, it's there. He got some bodies. He's done this before. And we talked about this yesterday. And I know it's listen, we grown. That man didn't want no sex. That man didn't want no sex. He was looking for a kill. It's too many women out there. It's too many consensual partners out there. Sex wasn't good enough for him. Oh, they on the front seat. That's a good question. Was blood discovered anywhere else in the vehicle in the front seat? So tell me what you're thinking. They may be still processing it. They may be still processing the vehicle. There was evidence that he tried to clean up that room now. There was evidence that he tried to clean that room up. Or somebody tried to clean. I think that lady probably went in there and tried to clean that room up. Now that because I was like, how the hell he do all this? You said you heard him at 5 a.m. He had to get that body up out of there. Plus he started a fire. Plus he dumped the body. Plus he cleaned out the room. Plus he put the trash in the back. Nah, now that I'm thinking about it, hell nah, y'all lying. Y'all are lying. Somebody in that house helped him. Damn. All right, we're going to be following this story. I'm going to come back. I'm waiting for the more extensive metadata from the cell phone. For me, to be honest, I would feel a little bit better is if at least if she was hanging out with somebody from 10 to 3 before she ran into him, or I don't know. It would make me feel somewhat better. I mean, there's nothing good about this. But to imagine that she was just out there hanging out by herself, God knows for what, it just don't make any sense, y'all. Tony said there's 2 black females still missing from that area. One of them missing. Okay. Please send me a DM, y'all. Ain't from that area. They better start looking over bridges. Right now, the autopsy is saying facial and skull fractures, but they have not determined the cause of death. Somebody told me that that bridge is about 8 miles long. Is that true? Or something like that? That's a long bridge. Y'all were chiming in yesterday. Oh, they found one of the ladies? Okay. Well, the good thing is they have his DNA. Now they finna run it through the database. They got his, they got the other illegals. They finna run that through. We're about to find out real soon. With that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go have dinner, have a glass of wine. I'm about to make a good old ribeye steak for my husband. How was she lured to his car? She wasn't lured. And I know that's tough for a lot of y'all to hear, unfortunately. Let me play it again. The detectives watched the surveillance, not the one that they are showing us. There's another one. Should I show the one that we showed yesterday? Y'all? Where she was? Y'all want me to show y'all where she was? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to show y'all where she was. I'm gonna stop sharing for a quick second. Hold on. Let me go to another video. Here we go. Give me one second. I got it. Here he is. Let me go to this guy. Give me 1 second. Give me about 20 seconds. I'm gonna go on mute to find it. All right, I got it. Give me 1 second. Let me tee it up for you. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Thank you very much. Here we go. And I am pulling this from a YouTuber who has really done a really good job of covering this case. His YouTube page is called The Dynamic Reason. Okay, this is a news clip, the one I'm about to show you where she was behind that building with him. He pulled it from a news station. I couldn't find a news station, so I'm using his video. Please feel free to go over there and look at his videos. Both he and I have both been covering this, but he had like a video ahead of me, a head start. So this is where I was able to extract this and find out where she was. Here we go.
Surveillance footage tonight. There are candles down on the ground and notes on this pole. Her family telling me they are absolutely heartbroken, really just trying to process what happened, but also immensely grateful for the outpouring of support they saw these past 2 weeks.
I should be back soon. I love you too. Good night.
That's the text she sent her father just before midnight, the night of August 22nd. Less than 2 hours later, surveillance footage shows her parking her car on Jasmine Terrace, getting out and walking towards Riggs Road. Friday, new court documents revealing that she apparently continued walking toward University Boulevard and is then seen on surveillance cameras talking to the driver of a black GMC Yukon XL Denali, getting in on the passenger side and leaving. Police say cell phone records show she remained.
Okay, they're about to, I think this is the one that's going to show you. So for those of you that were asked, was she coerced? No. They talked for a while and then she got in. I just wanted you to hear it.
In that car until they arrived to Cambridge Road in Bowie. It's there where police believe she was killed by a man named Hugo Hernandez-Mendez in the early morning hours of August 23rd.
We believe the murder occurred in the home on Cambridge Drive in Hernandez's bedroom.
Investigators believe he then took her body the same morning to Route 50 between Route 424 and Route 97 and threw her over the bridge above South River. It was more than a week later, around 5 p.m. on August 31st, that police would find her body. They had responded to the bridge for a disabled vehicle and happened to see her about 30 feet below the bridge on the river embankment.
That area is probably about 7 miles away from the murder location, but a good distance away from where she went missing. So we are thankful that the Maryland State Police had.
This isn't the one. Give me 1 second. I got to show you where she was. She was behind like a dollar store in a back parking lot with him. Hold on. I'm going to try one more time. Thank you. Tony said, yeah, it's real dark back there. Yeah, I was like, what is she doing back there? Okay. I think this is the one. Let's give it one more go. If not, then I'll just have to, when we come back again, I'll show y'all where she was. But I think I got it.
Look at this story, and then maybe you'll understand what I'm about to say to you when we come back.
The court documents say that what happened to Dacara Thompson after she got into a car in this parking lot is both deeply disturbing and very sad.
This is where she was, in this back parking lot. Hold on. Let's make it big.
What happened to Dacara Thompson after she got into a car in this parking lot is both deeply disturbing and very sad. Court documents say surveillance camera video captured 19-year-old Dacara Thompson as she parked her Ford Edge SUV and made her way on foot to this parking lot behind a Family Dollar store on University Boulevard.
This is where she was. So when y'all see her leave her car, she goes all the way out of that residential neighborhood. They lose her for a second on surveillance, and then she reappears to this dark parking lot, and she walks up to him, leans into his car window. They talk for a few minutes, and then she gets in the car. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you. That's it. Thank you. She walked into the parking lot of a nearby Family Dollar and spoke with the driver of the black GMC. This had to have been an organized meetup. Would that make the most sense? And after speaking for a short time, they talk, right? They talk and blue, 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 blue. She got into the front passenger seat. Yeah, remember her car was there. She could have followed him. She left her car, walked through the night. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Got out of her car because your car is somewhat of a shield. It's a safety, but she felt safe. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. At some point. Okay, we understand. Okay, yeah, the Family Dollar is across the street from the Galaxy. Right, but she still walked back there by herself as a teenager. I don't know. That's the part. That's the part that we don't know. The parking lot is well lit. Kevin said it's well lit. We gonna figure it out. We just gotta wait for the cell phone records. Thank you all for joining me today. This is such a very unfortunate incident. Please talk to your children and tell them don't be naive to nobody, not even their friends, because we want them to be safe. Y'all better start asking questions. And it's in the wee hours of the morning by yourself as a girl. So we're going to come back. If any detailed information comes, feel free to send it to me. And I'll cover it. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. I will talk with y'all soon.